Sorry, what? I don't know sign language.
Hello, please give water.
Oh, you want water?
Thank you.
Running image captioning. A couple of men sitting in front of laptop computers. Would you like to try again? Running image captioning. A fan that is on top of a chair.
How many laptops are there?
Running visual question answering. How many laptops are there? 2.
What is the color of the chair?
Running visual question answering. What is the color of the chair? Red.
Hello and welcome to the RMI Inductions Briefing 2024. Myself Ria and I will be your host for today. As you all might already know, RMI is the official robotics and machine intelligence club of NIT Trichy. Some of you might have participated in the Genesis workshop conducted by our club as an introduction to the field of robotics for the freshers. The much awaited induction process for our club, which is how we select new members into the team, will start real soon. This session is primarily aimed to let you know a bit more about the club and what we do, the domains we focus on, the projects we have undertaken, and our accomplishments. At the end of this briefing, we will be having a live Q&A session where you can ask your doubts regarding the induction process or the club. The team would be here to clear it for you. Now, some of you might already be familiar with robotics and the various domains, maybe through projects or competitions during your school years. However, many of you might be complete beginners, and some others neither here nor there. Whatever stage you're at, there is absolutely no need to worry. Our induction process is designed in such a way that each candidate is judged based on their learning curve, dedication, and commitment rather than just prior knowledge. First, I would like to invite Akhil Kashyap, the president of RMI, to give you an idea about our club and what we do.
Thanks, Ria. Hey everyone, this is Akhil Kashyap, the president of RMI. Once again, I welcome all of you to the induction briefing of RMI 2024. The much awaited RMI inductions will kick off really soon, but before going into the induction process, let me take this opportunity to introduce RMI as a club and briefly describe who we are and what we do. Who are we? RMI is the official robotics and technical research club of NITTG, which was formed in 2005. RMI is filled with people from all departments who are passionate about robotics. What does RMI do? At RMI, we work on cutting-edge research problem statements and take up projects covering multiple facets of robotics like humanoid robotics, human-robot interaction, mobile robotics, aerial robotics, underwater robotics, and many more. We take the initiative to give back to the community by conducting workshops, hackathons, competitions, etc. Not just these, we are also a bunch of engineers who do robotics for fun. Our vision. RMI's prime focus is establishing a community of robotics enthusiasts to provide practical robotics solutions that solve real-world problems. We strive to provide our members with hands-on experience in all areas of robotics, enabling them to become well-rounded robotics engineers. Coming to the projects, our team comprises of people with expertise in all aspects from mechanical design to machine intelligence, enabling us to work on proper robotics projects. Let me briefly present you some of our recent projects, starting off with the amphibian bot. This is a 4-wheel propulsion robot with 6 degrees of freedom used to traverse land and water environments. It has a dynamic configuration and can be used in disaster management, mapping, and exploration. Hexapod. Hexapod is a 6-legged bio-inspired robot that traverses using various gait characteristics. It offers better stability, payload capability, and fault-tolerant ability compared to a biped and quadrupedal robots. Medvisor. Medvisor is an AR-based optical attachment aimed at creating the opportunity to supplement medical education and procedures by integrating a sophisticated LLM and speech-to-text conversion. Patients and surgeons can access precise and comprehensive answers to any medical query they may have, and the answer will be projected to the user's field of view. Project Swarm. Project Swarm aims to develop a swarm of omni-wheeled bots that communicate and achieve a single task while coordinating with each other. A sensor fusion algorithm is used to perform localization, and the ESP-NAV protocol is used to set up the communication. ROV. ROV stands for Remotely Operated Underwater Vehicle. ROV is RMI's test bed for hardware, algorithms, and specialized payloads to perform various underwater operations. It can be used in conducting intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance operations. Soft robotics. The soft robotics project aims at developing a soft gripper for grasping and controlling objects. Currently, we are inspecting the usage of SMAs and pneumatics for actuation. This project has a lot of scope as it is ideal for human-robot interaction and for handling force-sensitive tasks. Virya. Virya is an autonomous rover for space exploration missions. It uses the most renowned rocker bogie suspension for traversing the obstacles. Vision-based navigation and mapping algorithms are used to enable the autonomy. Quadro. Quadro is an autonomous quadcopter. It uses vision-based position control to carry out the last mile deliveries. It can carry first aid kits and health and other medical supplies. Coming to the achievements, RMI has published papers at various conferences and journals such as IEEE, ROSMA, etc. RMI members and alumni have been awarded with well-known fellowships such as TAD, MITAX, and CMUDIS. In the last academic year, RMI has won many competitions, including the first place in Smart India Hackathon under the Student Innovation category, consolation prize at RoboFest 3.0 conducted by the Gujarat government under the Hexapod category, and first place in Sangam 24 under the healthcare category. Our team Rover and the team ARM collectively represented NITT at IROCU competition conducted by the ISRO and got qualified for round 2. Two of our teams have qualified for the pre-final round of EYRC conducted by IIT Bombay. Our team V has filed a provisional patent and is currently under the process of getting one. Not just projects, RMI also conducts events annually. In HOTS is the Inter-Hostel Technical Tournament held in collaboration with Pragyan. The participating teams will be asked to build robots specific to their problem statement. Genesis, as most of you guys know, Genesis is RMI's annual technical workshop intended to give sneak peek into the world of robotics to the freshmen. The registered students will gain hands-on experience in various domains by building a robot. Following is RMI's annual robotics competition. It is an opportunity for the freshmen to learn, innovate, and build complex line followers and autonomous robots. RMI has a vast alumni network who have pursued their PhDs and masters from universities like CMU, Stanford, UCLA, and JHU. Some of them went on to found successful startups. Many of our alumni work for companies like Apple, Nvidia, and Qualcomm. If you guys wish to know more about our projects, events, and achievements, do visit us at rmi.nitt.edu. You can also find a link to our YouTube, Instagram, and other social media pages on the website. You can access codes of all our open source projects with documentation on our GitHub page. Do check that out. So this is what RMI has to offer you as a club. Now the question that might interest you guys is, who are we looking for? Now the answer to that question is, we are looking for creative people who love robotics and are good at teamwork and collaboration and have problem solving abilities. Please remember one thing: commitment and the sheer will to learn are the only prerequisites to applying for RMI. Thank you. That's it from my side. I wish all the very best to each and every one of you. Happy robotics. Over to you, Ria.
Thank you, Akhil. If you would like to know more about our projects, please visit our website rmi.nitt.edu for more details. You can also check out our YouTube channel for a sneak peek into the work we do. As I mentioned before, we are fully aware of the fact that different candidates would have different levels of exposure to the field of robotics. In our induction process, we take care not to discriminate purely based on your existing skill set. Rather, we focus on your dedication, willingness to work, and ability to learn. So, if you feel like you do not know enough to apply for the induction process, please put that thought aside. I myself was an absolute beginner, and I can assure you that you will be able to make it if you give it your all. You will definitely learn a lot along the way. Our induction process is divided into two channels: the pre-induction tasks and the weekly tasks. The pre-induction tasks are meant for those candidates who feel like they've already have a basic knowledge of robotics and do not feel the need to be introduced into this field. The weekly tasks are meant for candidates who wish to learn the required skills from scratch with appropriate guidance through the induction process. However, do not feel intimidated or hesitate to apply through the pre-inductions channel, as you will not lose the chance to make it into the team in case you're unable to complete the given tasks. And more importantly, it will be a great learning experience for you. Now, I invite Sham to give you an overview about the pre-induction tasks and Prasham to explain in detail about the weekly tasks.
Hey guys, I'm Shamcha, third year instrumentation and control engineer. As mentioned by Ria, I will be explaining you guys about the pre-induction process. So who is this for? This is for individuals who have prior experience in robotics or any domains in specific. Such individuals don't have to go through the basic tasks, whereas an absolute beginner will have to go through them. In the pre-induction process, you can choose your own summer project of your interest after clearing PA1 and PA2. During the summer project, you guys will be allotted a mentor from RMI, and this project will be completely funded by RMI. You guys can also add this project to your resume, which will boost up your resume. Now let's talk about the timeline. The first step in the pre-election process is the hackathon, in which you guys will be asked questions from various domains, and based on this performance, there will be a personal interview one where you'll be assessed based on your hackathon performance. And based on your performance in PA1, there will be a PA2, in which you guys will be assessed based on your tasks, which will have been allotted to you by then. And also some in-depth conceptual questions will be asked. And based on your performance here, you can choose a summer project of your own interest. As I mentioned earlier, where you'll be allotted a mentor from RMA, and also it is fully funded by the PM. So after the summer project, there will be a project review round, and after that comes the HR round, which is the final step of the induction process. In the HR round, you guys will be assessed based on your development, right from the start of the pre-induction process to this point. Also, you guys will be assessed based on your skills in human resources and technical knowledge. And if you are interested by what you guys bring to the table, we would love to welcome you guys to the team. So good luck, guys. And now Prasham will explain about the weekly tasks. Thank you.
Thank you, Ria. Hi everyone, I'm Prasham from Mechanical third year. I will be taking you through the weekly tasks induction process. So, why choose weekly task inductions? Well, this is for complete beginners in robotics, people who don't have any prior knowledge in robotics but are very interested in this field. This is also for people who know robotics but are very confused about what domain they want to choose. Because as we all know that robotics is a very vast field. It has many disciplines that are within it. This weekly task process also gives a very structured form of learning which will help build your knowledge in a gradual and better manner. So here at RMI, we have divided robotics into its five fundamental building blocks. So we have mechanics, controls and algos, electronics and embedded, computer vision and machine learning. So these are the five domains that you will be questioned on, you will be given tasks on. All right. So first we have divided this whole weekly task into several levels. So initially in level 0 you will be given basic tasks, like this is the basic level, right? Really basic tasks. You will have to just do at least one task of all the domains, and then after you're done with one task in all the domains, you choose any two tasks that actually interest you and continue to do all the 5 to 6 questions you'll be given in those domains. What this does is it gives you an understanding of what robotics is. It helps you narrow down your interests. So if prior you didn't know what robotics was, now you at least know what are the different fields, and now you know what you are interested in, because you might have thought something else about robotics, but once you do this you will actually understand what what you study in robotics and what you actually want to study to get to be where you want to be. So yeah, basic level does this to you. Once you have this fundamental knowledge, you will be going to the intermediate level. In this intermediate level, it will be very similar to the basic level with a little more complicated questions, so that whatever you've learned in your basic level will be helpful to complete these tasks. So in the intermediate level, you will have to choose any two domains, at least two domains, and complete all the tasks in that. Once you're done with that, you can explore the other domains. In these tasks, you will be given a document which will mention the tasks, which will give you the deadlines, the submission, and also resources that will help you complete these tasks. Once you're done with the intermediate level, you will advance to the advanced level, where you'll be given real world problem statements, which you'll be solving with the knowledge that you've gained so far from the level 0 and level 1. Once you are done with the advanced level, and in the advanced level you're expected to do at least all the questions in one of the domains and attempt how many ever other domains you can. Alright, after this we will shortlist a few people based on what your progress has been, based on what your learning curve is. We will shortlist them and you'll have your first PI. In the first PI, we will basically just review what you've done so far. We will ask you questions from the tasks you've done from all the domains, just to know if you have the fundamentals right. And if you feel that you lack something, we will give you tasks that will help you grasp the concepts better. So once your first PI is done, based on your response and your tasks that you've done, the tasks that we gave and you've completed, based on that we will shortlist people for the second PI. And in the second PI, we will judge you based on how your learning curve is improved from the advanced task to the PI1 and now to the PI2. So we will judge that learning curve. We will decide whether you get to go to the HR round or not. So once you've cleared the personal interview 2, you have cleared all the technical rounds in this weekly task induction process. So after this, you'll just have an HR round. In this HR round, you will be asked questions that will test your communication skills. It will test your commitment to the club. and whether or not you can work as a team. So now, as we know the whole weekly task flow, as Shyam explained the pre-induction tasks, we also have um, a provision for people who have chosen pre-induction tasks to switch to the weekly task if they find it too complex or we find that you need a little more improvement. So let's move on to that. All right. So as Shyam mentioned, the first round in the pre-inductions process is the hackathon, right? So let's say in the hackathon, due to some circumstances, you could not submit uh, your work, and you still want to continue and be inducted, right? So here we offer one path where you can switch to the weekly tasks and directly go to the basic task, so the level 0, and then continue along that path. The thing is, hackathon happens before the weekly tasks begin, so I would suggest everyone go for the hackathon, because even if you don't complete it, you always have a chance to switch back to the weekly tasks, right? Let's say you complete your hackathon and you've submitted it, right? And once you've submitted it, we will review the work you've done, and if we feel you need improvement, then we will shift you to the basic level and you continue along the weekly tasks. And if we think that no, you have the basic knowledge that is required, then you move on to the second personal interview. And now when you after the second personal interview, let's say we think that you need a little more improvement, you do have the basic knowledge, but we think there is some lack of a few concepts, then we shift you directly to the intermediate level. So you don't have to do the basic level, you go directly to the intermediate level in the weekly tasks. So now, then after that, you do the advanced and so on, you continue along that path. And once, let's say you actually cleared the PI2 and we are satisfied with what you've done so far, then you get two choices. You either can go switch to the weekly tasks and directly go to the advanced tasks and complete that and then follow that path, or you can do your summer project and then your project review and go through that path. The only difference being that in the advanced tasks we give you a problem statement, so you wouldn't have the freedom to choose your own problem statement, and in summer projects you will have complete freedom of choosing your problem statement. um, so yeah, once you've done that, this is pretty much it. From here there's no switching because it's just PIs and the HR round. So yeah, we do offer this flexible route as well, so I would suggest all of you go attend the hackathon, because it's literally no loss for anyone, right? It will also help you go one step further from everyone who's starting the weekly tasks, right? Yeah, and to conclude, this whole process is not to compare you with someone else. It is actually to just see how well and how fast your learning curve moves up. So don't compare yourselves with others, because this is a very flexible way of learning. You don't have to beat someone or go ahead of someone. This is just you competing against yourself, and we will be only looking at that. Other than that, nothing. Thank you.
Thank you, Prasham and Shyam. I'm sure you might be having a lot of doubts about the process. So now we come to the live Q&A session. Please don't hesitate to ask your doubts. It could be regarding the induction process or any general query you have regarding the club. Our team will be here to clear it for you.
So I welcome all of you guys for the live Q&A session. Yeah, we have our first question. Srinath, you
So I'll take up the question. So as in such, for the hackathon, some basic knowledge on robotics and the domains which we had told about on electronics, controls, algos, mechanics, that would be required. But if you want to approach the weekly tasks, we will be providing the resources and enough time for you to learn and do the tasks. So do apply for both so that you can get the best learning experience from both weekly and from the hackathon. Uh, as in such, okay, Umesh can take up this question.
So in the document you are providing the questions, you'll be given the resources for learning, and even in the RMI Instagram page, we are provided with the resources for learning individual domains. And still, if you guys want any specific resources, you can reach out any of the seniors during the induction process, and we'll be helping you with the resources. And you guys can search for the resources on the internet as very much in the resources for you. If you can't find it, we can help you with that.
yeah, adding on to what Umesh said, so whatever tasks that we'll be designing for the induction process, it will be done in such a way that you gain all the necessary prerequisite for robotics in the process. So even if you don't have any experience in robotics, you can still apply. You will learn. You will gain skills in the process.
You can apply
Yes,
for the both.
uh,
Yes,
I'll just take this up. Yeah, you can apply for both the tracks. The hackathon will be coming soon before the weekly tasks. If you feel the hackathon is tough and you need more learning time and you want to get back your basics, you can always go to the weekly tasks and you can join up during any of the levels, either basic, intermediate, or advanced, depending on how far you go with the hackathon. So uh, apply for the hackathon, and also you can also apply for the weekly task as well if you feel like you can manage both.
Actually, adding on to that, if you feel that you have a prior knowledge of robotics and you want to challenge yourself with that, you can apply for the hackathon. If you feel that you're a complete beginner, I would suggest you to take the weekly tasks as per your induction process, where we will be having three sections like beginner, intermediate, and advanced as per your learning curve. So I would suggest you to take weekly tasks if you are a complete beginner, and and as everyone said, we will be providing resources accordingly.
Okay, I'll take that up. Will mentors be allotted? Yes, mentors won't be allotted personally for you guys, but for every domain, you'll have a POC in both pre-induction and weekly tracks. So you can definitely approach your POC if you have any doubts. They'll definitely clear your doubts or whatever, and you can approach anyone from RMI for that matter. If you have any doubts, we'll definitely guide you to whoever it concerns. And yeah,
Like with respect to basic tasks, I think yes, you should attend one question from all the domain. It's not like you can apply for the all domains. The basic thing is no, you need to specialize in the domain. So you're having a good amount of knowledge in the two domains is required for the induction process. And once you run with expert in the domains, you can choose any two domains which interest you and specialize in the domain. So you have a good chance of getting into the club.
So I'll take this up. The induction process, the weekly tasks will go on for around 1 month. It will be depending on your schedule of how we will be having your classes, your CTs. We will make sure it doesn't clash with your timings. So approximately, it won't cross more than a month. The induction process will start earlier in your vacations itself, and probably by 1 month as your semester 3 goes on, we'll be done with it, so it won't be hectic.
And yeah, sure. You can reach anyone from RMI. We'll be happy to help you. And yeah, can sure.
uh, for the advanced question, it will be little more slightly harder than the hackathon, but there will be some questions which might repeat, but don't expect it to be the same questions. We will slightly modify it to level up the game. So
So, adding on to what Srinath said regarding that comment, the questions in the hackathon will definitely be more than intermediate level, but all the questions are designed in such a way that people who have the basic knowledge can attempt the question. So, if you know the basics of that particular domain, you can still attempt that question. How far can you solve that question depends on your expertise.
Yeah, it's not like changing domain. Once you have got inducted into the club, it's up to you which domain you are willing to explore. So if you like, say if you're doing inducted in one domain, if you're interested in some other domain, you're free to explore the domain and gain knowledge. End of the day, it's a learning process. So it's possible. You can change the domains after getting into the club.
Adding on to that, we would like to we would suggest that you attempt as many domains as possible, especially in the basic and intermediate tasks, because this induction process is to give an idea of how of all the domains in robotics as a whole, because you're just starting. This is in case of weekly tasks. So but after getting inducted, you would need to require to work in a lot of domains, not only one. So I suggest you to attempt more than one domain. So, and yes, you can change the domain after getting inducted.
we will be sharing the learning resources soon. Like, we will be soon circulating the induction forms. So after that, you'll be added in your WhatsApp group. There we will be sharing all the necessary guidelines and resources, what all you need to go further in the induction process. So don't worry.
I think you may give a try and you can try to do the things, but yeah, you can give a try. So it's nothing wrong in trying, and you can learn the way of trying to do the task. But yeah, you can try for
How long is the hackathon? So the hackathon date of the hackathon will be informed in the course of time, but then the duration of the hackathon will be around 9 hours to 12 hours. The questions are designed in such a way that you guys can complete the whole hackathon in the given time. So at max, it will go on for 12 hours.
You will be informed soon about the schedules for the path and the hackathon. We will shortly after this briefing gets over, we will be circulating the forms and we'll be adding you in the WhatsApp group, and you will be getting all the details and schedule as soon as possible.
There is no specific count for the intake in the RMA, but it's around like 12 to 14 each year. And if you have very good learning curve, you'll be getting into with that. So the count doesn't matter. So if the learning curve is good, you'll be sure that you get inducted with that.
As in such, there is no condition. The only condition is your interest and passion for pursuing that domain. So as long as you're interested and you're willing to put the work for that domain, you can go ahead and choose what domain you want to work on and do the tasks for it. And once you get inducted, you will be getting exposure to all the, won't be an issue. So for choosing a domain, choose something which you're interested and comfortable in, and go for it. As I said,
Traditional,
Amish, you can take this question.
yeah. So yeah, basic task will be releasing on June 1st, and your hackathon and your pre-nation will be starting soon.
Multiple domains will definitely benefit you, but it is more important you do more tasks in the domain than just do many domains and just do a single task. It is better to have a more depth of a knowledge. If you're comfortable in doing multiple domains and you have some level of depth, then you should continue. Just surface level doing many domains is not going to benefit you in the long run.
And on a side note, we wouldn't be very stringently checking the results or the output of the problem which we were given. We will be seeing definitely your approach and your explanation and how you approach the problem statement. I guess that is more important than the result which is coming. So just give it a try, give it a shot, and explore all the domains, because as I said, in RMI, when you indulge in projects, you will be and exposed to a lot of domains which you have to work with your team, which will benefit you in the longer run and which will give you an edge over your peers as well. So I suggest you to keep this in mind.
Examples, I think, can check our previous induction process, or you can ask any, like you can reach anyone from RMI for your like previous induction process questions. Like if you want to try out the examples.
Yeah, so to give you an example of a problem statement, you can say something like this. Let's say if it's mechanics domain, then it will be something of this sort: design a mechanism for doing a specific task. All the details will be given, and you will be asked to design a specific mechanism for that particular part. Or if you take a controls problem statement, it will be something like design a PID controller for a line follower waters, or design a PID controller for a specific for some system, something of that sort.
And again, it's dependent on the track which you're choosing. If it's a weekly task and if it's basic, intermediate, and advanced, basic would be really simple, and you will just get an introduction to what is it. And then intermediate, the difficulty increases, not to get overwhelmed by the amount of examples which were given. But as I said, weekly track will start from scratch, from basic, and will take you slowly. And for hackathons, you can expect problem statements like how Akhil said.
With respect to basic one, it is compulsory to try at least one task from each domain. Even if you not complete all the questions, you need to at least try one question from each domain in the basic task. And completing more questions will give you an edge over other programs.
uh, for acquiring the skills and knowledge and to know more, you can definitely check out our resources which will be sending you soon. You can also go through YouTube and already the coursework which you've been going through some of the topics, we will be rerunning it, and definitely check that out. Like if you want to build some circuits or something, knowing some prerequisite how these components work will definitely help you. So just brushing up on your basics will and following the weekly tasks or the hackathon depending on the path, you can definitely acquire the knowledge that you need to do the tasks and get inducted.
Yes, so I think that brings us to the end of the live Q&A session. Still, if you guys have any doubts, you can always reach out to RMA people. We'll be circulating the inductions form soon, and the inductions poster will also be given to you soon. So if you have any doubts, you can contact the induction POCs. We'll definitely help you in any regard. If you have any doubts about the induction process or anything regarding RMI inductions, you can definitely reach out to us. Do check out our website to know more about our projects, and yeah, visit our YouTube to get a sneak peek into what we do. And we thank everybody for attending the session. Yes, so thank you so much.